Hello everyone, my name is Felipe and I'm a DevOps engineer, and today I come with a very requested video. A lot of people has been asking me to talk about Terraform, and Terraform is a framework for is an infrastructure as code framework for generating resources in the cloud. So with the piece of code we can generate a resource in the cloud. And so basically this video here, the goal of this video is just an introduction and basic things for Terraform for people that doesn't know what is Terraform, and for people who already know what's a Terraform but have never used it and have never run Terraform. So that's a very very introductional video, and I hope that I will create more videos for this Terraform playlist. I will create more detailed videos for a lot of Amazon resources that we have available. So what is Terraform? As I said before, talking what is Terraform, we have to talk what is infrastructure as service. And this term and infrastructure has been growing up a lot in the DevOps field, not only in the DevOps field but cloud engineering and all those fields, and has been very important those days and for a lot of companies, because basically infrastructure as service is when we have a piece of code, a script that can generate resource for you in the cloud. So with just a script, a piece of code, you run that, and after you run, you have like a server in the cloud. So you just don't have to go to the console on your browser and click in a lot of options in order to have your infrastructure ready. You just have to run the code. And why that's good? Basically because imagine that you are in a project that you have a lot of resources needed for the project to run, like a network, a storage, an activity directory, some servers, some application servers, some database servers. So imagine that you need all of this, and imagine you doing all of this for the dev environment, for the production environment, and for the test environment, and for doing all of this manually on the Amazon console. Imagine you're doing all of this just clicking, and the chance of doing wrong things and to generating the infrastructure that is not following the best practices and maybe raise up your bill in the end of the month will be higher. So that's why the infrastructure as service is growing up so fast, because with just a piece of code you can launch infrastructure in the cloud, and also it's good for making automation of the infrastructure. Imagine if you have everything all of those resources that I talked about, like the network, an active directory, servers. Imagine that we have all of that documented as code. You can, if you have everything as code, you just have to run, and you are going to have all your infrastructure ready. So it's very fast, it's very easy to maintain, and you can also deploy and put that inside the CI/CD pipeline. So you have your infrastructure in kind of seconds, and you don't have the risk of doing some errors. So basically, before we are going to launch resources in Amazon today, but you can launch in Azure or GCP. And basically, before, there are some things that you have to install. I will not install today, but I will copy and paste the link for you guys to install. So basically, first you need the Amazon CLI installed on your machine, and you can install that using the Windows MSI installer. If you were using Windows, you can use pip if you have Python installed on your machine. And after having the Amazon CLI installed, you need to of course install the Terraform. And for Terraform, if you are using Mac, if you are using non-X, you just need to, you can install that with Homebrew, and if you are using Windows, you can install that with Chocolatey. And if you are using Ubuntu, I also will copy and paste the link of how to install that with Ubuntu. And so that's all. And basically, let's dive here into Terraform. And today what we are going to do is just generating an EC2 instance, EC2 server in our Amazon account with just a little piece of code. And I took this piece of code from the Terraform official site. Is a very simple example for generating an EC2 instance, but it is good to learn as a first example. So here, let's first talk about the code. That's not a programming language, but this way to format the code is called HCL. If you want to take a look, and after you can take a look, you can Google for that to know more about the syntax and how is the Terraform written. But basically here in Terraform we have three sections. One section saying that our provider is Amazon, so which means that we are deploying our infrastructure in Amazon. We can pass the region. It can be US West, it can be Ireland, it can be the shoulder, the Middle East, it can be India, whatever you want. Of course, that has to be the within the allowed zones for Amazon. If you put a string here that doesn't exist, the Terraform will fail. And here we have the data, which is a data for getting a MI, an Amazon machine image, and it's getting a machine image for Ubuntu, for deploying a Ubuntu operational system under your server. And here is the most important part, which is the resource. And here is we can see that the resource that we are trying to launch is the Amazon instance. And here the web is just a name that you can give. You can change this for whatever you want. This one you cannot change because Terraform this one is to Terraform to see that he wants to launch an instance, a server. So here I have an MI. The MI, basically we have to pass the argument. Here we have the MI, and basically here we are just passing the data. Here data, the Amazon MI, Ubuntu, and .id, which is the ID of the MI that we just took. And the instance type here is a string type, and we can change for T2 or large, T2 medium, M2 large, for whatever you want, according to the instance types that we have available for Amazon. And the tags is the common tag from Amazon. And so first of all, we are going to execute this script here, but first of all, so now let's go first up to our Amazon account. And what you have to log in on your Amazon account. And first of all, we are going to need you need to go to IAM, which is the Identity Access Management. And here you are going to you have to create a new user. And you imagine that if you just created your Amazon account, you are only going to have one user. If you don't have a user, you have to go here to add a user. Just create a name for that user and allow the Amazon Management Console access. And for me, you're going to create this user here. I'm going to use that user here. And after you created the user, you just have to go to security credentials. And here I will delete the current one that I have for this example. And you have to hit this button here for create a new access key. And when you create here, of course that I will delete this one after the video ends. And access key, you have the access key and the secret key, and with those two credentials you can basically generate whatever you want with Terraform. And now so we can use that for using the Amazon SDK, for example, if you are using if you are developing an application with Python SDK or Java SDK for Amazon. So first of all, we are going, assuming that we have the Amazon COI installed, we are going to do add Amazon AWS configure. You are going to do that command here, and on the Amazon access key ID, you are going to copy and paste the access key ID. On the secret access key, you are going to copy and paste the secret. For my default region, I'm going to use Ireland, but you can use whatever you want. And my default format will be JSON. And after that, you need to set up 2 environment variables that are needed for Terraform to run. And the variables are, the first of one, it is the Amazon. So we are going to support that variable. It's Amazon access key ID. So you are going to put the access key ID that you just have generated here. And the second environment variable that you are going to create is the AWS secret access key. Is a secret access key. You are going to copy and paste the secret here that you just have generated. Great. Now we are good to go. And here what I'm going to do is I will create a new directory, call it Terraform Institute, just for this example, and I will enter on this directory, and I will create a new file here called main.tf. The tf is the extension for Terraform files. All the Terraform files has to end with .tf, and I will insert content on that file. So basically I will copy and paste this script here. So we have already talked about the content of the script. So here we are just going to run now. I will save my VI that I'm currently editing. And now if I take a look in the folder, I have the main.tf file, and the first command that I'm assuming that you have Terraform installed on your machine. The first command that we're going to run is Terraform init. This Terraform init is the first command that you have to run, just because Terraform will check which resource that you want to deploy in the cloud, and will download the binaries and everything that is needed in order to deploy that. So it doesn't take so much time, as I'm just running here, and we can see that the Terraform has been successfully initialized. And now if we take a look, we can see that Terraform created some files for us. And now it comes the magic command, which is Terraform apply, which is the command that we are going to use to effectively execute Terraform for provision of resources. So it's Terraform apply. This one takes more time than the Terraform init, and depending on the infrastructure that you are trying to build will take even longer. If you are deploying a lot of resources in the Terraform, it may take up to like 20 minutes or even more or even less, depending on what you are creating, of course. Here we can see the Terraform printed to us what you want to create. So basically here it's saying to us that it's going to create an EC2 instance, and here he's asking if you really want to create. I will hit yes, and you just have to wait. Terraform will prompt for you when everything is created. It will take quite a time, and this meantime we are going to go here. We are going to EC2. I don't remember, it's US West 2. So we created the instance US West 2 in Oregon. Here you can see, if you go to the EC2 in the Oregon region, we can see that the instance has been created, and if we go back to the command line, we can see that apply was complete, and we have successfully created our EC2 instance. And if we take a look, here effectively have created. so you can see how fast it is. Of course, that's a very simple configuration, but this very simple configuration shows the power of Terraform. And so we have this created. It's a very simple instance, and if you want to destroy it, you just have to do the Terraform destroy and hit enter, and everything is going to be destroyed for you. And the good thing is that Terraform also says to you what is going to be destroyed and if you really want to destroy that. So I'm going yes, and the deleting and the destroying process will start. And if we refresh here, we can see that the instance is now shutting down and will be terminated. So I think that's it for today, because the video is going to be quite long, but I hope in the future we can I'm willing to create new videos, Terraform videos, to teach and to create a kind of a tutorial for with more detailed stuff, like creating a VPC with a lot of subnets, creating a RDS instance, or create a Aurora cluster with for MySQL or PostgreSQL, and whatever. And now so I will try to give more detailed examples from Terraform, and hope you guys enjoyed, and please give a feedback if you have it.